Welcome to Girl You Good. I'm Cassandra Pickett, licensed therapist turned clinic coach and speaker. Let's talk self-compassion, not as a buzzword, not as something soft or indulgent, but as a powerful tool for emotion regulation and everyday resilience. Kristen Neff has a short self-compassion quiz. I highly recommend it. I will link it in the show notes. It takes maybe 10 minutes and it gives you a score across 3 key areas. So you're not just left with a number, but actual insight you can use to improve your self-compassion categorically. One of those areas is mindfulness versus over-identification. Today, I want to break down what over-identification means because it can sound a little vague, but it plays out in pretty real ways. The basic definition is identifying oneself to an excessive degree with someone or something else, especially to the detriment of one's individuality or objectivity. In everyday terms, you start to become your emotions or labels. If you are someone who's hard on yourself, like really critical or self-doubting, you might say things like, I'm such a mess, I'm just anxious, I always forget something, I mess everything up. This language feels casual, even funny at times, like people are using self-deprecation as a humor. But when there's over-identification behind it, it actually wires your brain to see those experiences as facts about who you are. Here's what I mean. You're not an anxious person. You're a person experiencing anxiety. You are not a failure. You're a person who's navigating a hard moment. Over-identifying with a moment, a feeling, or a thought strips you of your capacity to see yourself clearly. And let me say this too, over-identification isn't just with emotions. You can over-identify with a label, a diagnosis, a relationship, even a societal message. It becomes a problem when that over-identification limits what you believe you're capable of. Now, this doesn't mean we ignore mental health diagnoses or trauma. I'm not into bypassing, but it does mean you start shifting your language because your words reveal yourself. Your words reveal your beliefs. If you say, I'm so forgetful, try reframing and saying, I forgot my notebook. If you hear yourself say, I'm anxious, I just can't do it, try rephrasing to, I'm experiencing some anxiety. I'm going to try some skills first. This small switch really matters. It's mindfulness in action, which is the antidote for that over-identification we talked about. It pulls you out of the spiral and back into agency. Here's the truth. You can't practice self-compassion without self-awareness. Start listening to your own words, not to judge, but to notice, to find awareness. This is especially important if you're navigating anxiety. Most people are experiencing anxiety at levels higher than they'd like, and over-identification is one of those sneaky little habits that makes it worse. So what can you do? 1, take the quiz, linked in the show notes. It will help you spot where you're really strong in self-compassion and then your growth edge where you can really start improving. Zoom in on over-identification if that resonates with you and know that your practice starts with mindfulness. Do one thing at a time. Name the feeling without becoming the feeling. I'm feeling overwhelmed is different from I am overwhelmed. And remember, therapy or coaching can be a huge help here, especially if you've got some complex patterns that make it hard to untangle this solo. But no matter what, know this, you are not your anxiety, you are not your worst thought, you are not a diagnosis. You're someone growing, learning, and becoming more self-aware. And that deserves compassion. Thanks for tuning in to Girl You Good. If this episode resonated, hit follow, share it with a friend, or leave a quick review. It really helps this little pod grow. And as always, I'm rooting for you.